We are here now.
Hi.
He's stuck in the TV. But yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, my tracking's so scuffed. So, you want to reintroduce yourself to people who don't know you?
Okay. My name is Mittens. I do a little bit of a lot of digital art. Do a little bit of everything. In terms of digital art, like my friend here,
Yes.
Starcaster.
Hi.
Yeah, and I like talking about it. I will blab about it forever.
Yep.
That's what'll happen. So, Star was like approached me and was like, "Hey, content time." And then she trapped me in this TV, and here I am.
Yeah, and he can never escape.
Help me.
He's fine. He's fine. Don't pay any mind to him.
All right. Well, since I'm stuck here, you might as well have a good time, right? You might as well enjoy the
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 scuffness.
confines of your space. Uh, so I like talking about my stuff. But I also like hearing about Star and her creative pursuits as well. So
That's crazy.
yeah, isn't it crazy?
It is. Should have seen the two-nosed rat I sent someone else today.
Wait, what?
Okay, so basically it was a drawing I made when I was a kid, like a young Bab, and I found it and took a picture of it and sent it to someone today, and he was like, "What the fuck is that? Burn that abomination!" And I'm like, "You're telling me to burn a kid's drawing?"
Oh man, that would be a good idea for one of these, for me to like take out some dusty sketchbooks
Oh
from
my
like when I was in
god.
middle school and like
Oh, look
share
at the
some of that.
cringe. We should do that next time. Next week.
Yeah, we can do that next week.
Requires a bit of prep
I'm
time
like,
though.
yeah, I mean, I'm glad I had it, now. I can prep for it, going forward, but it's gonna be cringe. So prepare yourself.
I mean, everything is cringe.
That's true. That is true.
But what was the quote that you said? All cringe things but has the potential to be based.
Yeah. Yeah. All cringe things do have the potential, because everything based was cringe at one point.
Yep.
I think Albert Einstein said that.
Great Albert Einstein.
Well, how do you when you were a kid, when you were a little tot, did you like horses?
Not really. I was okay with them. Like,
Okay.
my aunt is crazy about them though.
Oh, your
Yeah,
aunt is
like she's
full
crazy.
horse girl.
Full horse girl. To the point that, like, in a neighborhood, I think there are some ranchers that actually do have horses. And so we would walk around her neighborhood, on a stranger's front lawn and go like, "Oh, look at the cute horse." And I'm like, "Is this legal? Are we allowed to be here?" And she's just like, "Look at them, it's so cute." You're just gushing about the horse.
Well, I have an idea that your aunt would probably hate, but it's all about horses. So I think horses are okay. I think they're all right. I
Mhm.
as an animal, I can see it. There is a majesty to them. I believe they are owed uh from all the burden that we've placed them. Let's
Mm.
let's let them chill for a little bit. Just uh but about sometime, I would say this is probably two, maybe no more than that. This is probably like 5 years ago. I was just kind of, bullshitting around, trying to come up with just something goofy. I was kind of trolling a little bit, in a sense. I mean, not in like a mean-spirited way, but in a way where I'm like, I'm gonna pretend that I'm like way into this idea and that it's super serious. And so I was like, okay, well, what ideas are super serious? Okay, so like, cyberpunk can be very, very serious. Talking about futuristic dystopias and things like that.
Mm.
Steampunk, it threads the line. There's bits of it that can be a little ridiculous, but it's like, you go with it. It works. So I decided to make my own punk, horse punk, which means everything is horse powered.
Would you
Because
like me to switch to a visual
uh,
for that?
oh yeah, bring up the screen.
Bring
let me
up
let
the
me talk about
projector.
let
You're free from
me
the
talk
TV
about this
now.
this groundbreaking idea. Ah, fresh space.
Yes, so you can yap.
So horse punk, like steampunk, where everything is steam powered. Horse punk, everything is horse powered. Literally, it's just everything is driven by horses. Even trains, as you can see pictured, a horse train. Um, so this idea was it was just dumb enough that I started to get kind of into it. I was like, okay, like what else can be horse powered that makes no sense to be horse powered, but like it's modern technology that they're trying to make horse powered, you know?
Mhm.
Or futuristic technology. Like I made a flying city that was basically this, but larger and with more horses, which is like the that's basically written on the wall, for every designer in this world. Just build it bigger
Mm.
and add more horses.
Mm. Yeah. I can see that, which is one picture, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
Horses.
that's the other thing. So I decided to be really funny if I just made one horse model and just copied and pasted it everywhere. Uh, so the horse I did model the horse. The titular horse.
Mm.
And the idea is to just give it a very blank expression with like dot eyes, just very kind of dopey. Because there's gonna be lots of these. There's gonna be thousands of these things. Um, so it wouldn't make sense for me to draw a horse every time. So I use the advancements in computer graphics to create this artwork.
We have technology.
Yes, yes. Uh, as an aside, I wish I legit did that more often. Like made 3D models to help me draw things, because there are so many instances where it would have made things a lot easier, but I just didn't, because I was like, honestly, it like it's not a pride thing, it's just a not thinking thing.
Mm.
Like I'll start drawing a concept and I'm like, okay, well, if I'm drawing a thumbnail, I'm already drawing a little bit of it, so I might as well keep drawing. Uh, but yeah, I think I don't know. I've always been interested in like mixing the two. Have you done that mixed illustrations with 3D models?
I have. It was actually with the you remember the Mesa comic book cover I did?
Mm,
That was actually like the background stuff was done with 3D modeling because I could not just sit here and just sketch out like furniture in the background, so I just placed it there and traced it because I'm like, I can't.
that's good.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Learn shortcuts when you can.
yeah, I think that is something that I've been trying to employ more of. Because it's like if you have this ability to do this stuff, you should probably use it because it'll make your life a little easier, you know?
Oh my gosh, I remember
You
in some art assignments I've done before, I literally had like a glass pane and put like like if I wanted to do something like realistic, I like draw something of a fruit. I literally just put a piece of fruit that I took a picture and just a piece of paper over it and sketch over it and trace over it for like all the shading and everything just to get it done at that point.
mm,
So shortcuts very helpful in
yeah,
what you're trying to accomplish. Of course, there's a line between plagiarism and shortcuts like that, but stuff like that I don't think is bad.
totally. Yeah, I mean there's like the tools can be used for evil, but
I mean, I was using mine to skip past assignments,
yeah, yeah. That
but to be
I
honest,
think is valid.
it was also my own fruit. I drew a picture of dragon fruit, so I
Mm,
actually had it and I ate it. So
nice. I mean, there's something to be said about that on its own, like as a completely different artistic statement. It's like, well, this picture has a lot more weight to it because the specific fruit is now, it fuels me.
yeah, it fueled me to make this artwork.
In every sense, this fruit has fueled me. Uh, but yeah, I think doing that stuff, good shit, and so I've employed it here.
Mm.
Um, I I didn't do a whole lot because this is the kind of world where it's basically old western, but they have modern advancements, but those modern advancements are powered by horses, like all of them.
Every single one.
Yeah, every single one. So there's not a whole lot of world building that would have to be done here. It pretty much
They're not
writes
horsing
itself.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. But what doesn't write itself, um, would be the characters, which are the part that I'm personally more interested
You
in
mean
terms of writing.
these characters
I
that
do mean these characters.
are so long that I need to
So
hold on. Go ahead, just moving stuff
I
around
will
in the
I'll
back.
I'll start from the left here. You've got Belinda Brogue. So she is a rogue. She's a scoundrel. She's got two knives. Just a little bit of casual smoking there, a little bit of opiates. She, when she was really young, her dad died, and she ran away, and then she kind of got taken in by this wanderer that saw her, His name is Colt Casey. Very mysterious guy. And, he taught her the ways of the West. He taught her kind of how to, kill people. As you do with a kid
As
who
you
has
do.
lost their parent. Yeah, naturally. So she's kind of, going through this until she kind of, she comes of age. Colt Casey vanishes from her life, but she is on a mission. She vows to avenge her father. Well, she comes to find out that her dad is not dead, and that this was all like part of the system that they've kind of set up to like make rogues and scoundrels.
Mm.
The idea of being a scoundrel is societal. It is not societal. It's there's a bureaucracy behind it. And so this is part of the system for Belinda, and she feels kind of like cheated now, because she spent her
Mm.
life doing this thing, and she finds out that it's kind of a joke, and she's like, well, what the hell do I do now? So that's when she finds out that she has a little brother. His name is Cowpoke.
This little chaotic boy.
Yeah, this little chaotic boy. Cowpoke
I love him
was
so much.
adopted recently by her father, Evan Brogue. For a specific reason. Because Cowpoke is part horse. Look at his little
What?
hooves.
I thought those were shoes. What do you mean he's part horse?
So he is a genetic enigma, and he is very valuable. And so Evan Brogue, being a professional scoundrel, has taken in this treasure to, you know,
I love how you say
make.
taking in this treasure and I just see holding the fucking gun. He's a treasure, alright.
Oh
He's the one
yeah,
that
oh
handed him
yeah.
that gum, isn't it? Isn't he? He's the reason why he
Uh,
has that in his hand.
I think when I drew that, I didn't know where he got the gun, so.
I don't. You know what? Sure. Keep that in canon. No one knows where he got it. He just pulled it out and had it with him the whole time.
So yeah, so Evan is after the riches that he can make by selling Cowpoke to the right people. Okay, so Belinda learns of this, and she was raised by pretty much by Colt Casey. Evan raised her for like a few years, but Colt Casey really took her in and showed her nice things like killing, but
Yeah.
also like honor, because he's a wanderer, he's a heroic wanderer. He showed her how to do that, and how
Mhm.
to drift, how to be a drifter, but with honor. And so she's
Mhm.
got that kind of instilled in her. And so when she hears of her dad's ploy, she's like, you know what? No. I'm gonna take this kid back to his parents. This boy needs to go home. All right. I don't know where you found him, but yeah, this isn't good. So she takes Cowpoke, and they set off on this journey. Cowpoke is into it because Cowpoke wants to be, a sheriff. He wants to be like a hero. He wants to be a little cowpoke. He wants to be a cowboy one day.
Wants to be a little cowpoke.
So he's into the idea. So you get to after Evan Brogue, you get to Peepa de Peepee, and that is how you pronounce it. It's
Peep at the
Italian.
pee.
Peepa de Peepee.
So I spelled it.
Uh,
I said it wrong earlier. Then
yeah.
and you
The
didn't even
Italian
correct
pronounce it.
me.
I didn't. Because I was gonna say it on stream. I was gonna. I also think I don't get too hung up on it. But for this one, yeah, it does kind of sound like PP. Which was the reason that because I was like, uh, but she is, the villain, the villainess. She's after that horse money, She comes from horse money, and she wants to perpetuate that horse money. And Cowpoke is hers. That's how she sees it, because she's part of the whole thing that creates these horses, the whole organization that's perpetuated, that's brought this futuristic technology to the people. And Cowpoke is an anomaly. So she's like, we could research this. Human horse hybrids.
Have you watched a show called Sweet Tooth by chance?
I have not.
I recommend it because it kind of like sounds similar to this, but not very specific. It's not as specific as horses, but it does have to deal with like animal kids. It's a much different landscape, but I think it would be interesting to find some inspiration from there, as well as the relation with other characters. But yeah, it's on Netflix.
I'll check that out. So after that, there is Chuck Angus. Chuck Angus, I didn't really write a whole bunch for him. I think he was like he was a butcher, but he was appointed to be the sheriff just because like the follow-up to the sheriff, the deputy died, everybody died, and then like they're like, all right, well, who comes after this person? Okay, so the butcher is now the sheriff. So he's kind of like trying to hold things together, but he has like no idea like how to do that. But the whole landscape around crime has changed. It's like postmodern crime. It's like, it's not about robbing the bank for just the profits. It's also about the publicity, You want to like rob the bank, but you want people to know, like you want to have like the hostage situation standoff, because that's what really gets your name out there. It's like the money is good, but it's not as much money as if you were infamous. So there was kind of this hostage situation thing going on.
Someone just asked, what are you planning live on Twitch? I guess to run back of the purpose of this, if you want to say that.
Oh, okay. All right. So what I'm talking about now is just a little thing I made a while ago. Uh, you know, personal artistic project. But I'm also wanting to kind of talk and chat with
You know,
Star about creative processes.
yep.
Really get
Just
into the
the
creative mind.
usual, just usual yapping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, we chatting in here.
we are.
But that's about it for the characters.
I'm pretty sure it's something about robbing a bank.
Shh,
Oh,
shh.
oh,
Yeah. Okay. So I was explaining. So this story is, you've heard of cyberpunk, you've heard of steampunk. This is horse punk. So everything is horse powered. It's just all
yep.
powered, but no matter how awful, no matter how ridiculous, no matter how illogical the idea would be, it's all horse powered. So you can see this horse powered train. Um, yeah, so that's kind of the basic idea here. Uh, the world itself is your standard Western kind of world, with a little bit of a removal from like a lot of the things, a lot of the trimmings of a Western are kind of so ingrained into the society that it's like the idea of your father like dying and then you wanting to avenge them is like going to school. Like it's this is how they prepare you, for the world. So yeah, the idea of robbing a bank is a little bit different. People don't do it for the money; they do it for the infamy. Here, they've got like PR people like trying to figure out like what's the best move for what's the best rugged look to be a good bank robber. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, that's that's the gist of the idea. I did want to briefly carries away bank on. I mean, yeah, like
Holy shit, that
that's
is
a
true.
that is legitimately a method to rob a bank. You put enough horses in there, anything's possible. Like that's the theme of this whole thing. Just add horses and you can do it.
Time to
Just
show off
horses on
my
horses.
favorite part of this showcase. Horse, horse, horse. Of
Yeah. Oh
course
yeah.
you would put these many horses.
Because yeah, I made this 3D model, just so I can copy paste it a million times over. Uh, but
So,
stylistically,
mhm.
I've so if you go back to Belinda, I will talk briefly about Belinda, because this design, and I kind of talked about it, I introduced this a little bit, but this design is like one of my favorites that I've made. Specifically her hair. I like something that I do a lot. I really like the look of using a lot of like just full black in a design and seeing like if I can make it still readable, you
Mm.
know?
Do you want me to put
Um,
in the other picture?
yeah.
But that does
But yeah,
is no longer centered. Here we go.
Disney art style. It's a little Disney-ish. Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, I just like the look of that, and I've always kind of liked incorporating it into my art where I can. And for this design specifically, I don't know, it feels solid. So, but in that same vein, I did want to ask you, do you have anything
Mm,
that you kind of stylistically carry between drawings, you know? Like something you gravitate towards?
mostly line work, like line art of I usually use like a coarse type brush, like something of a brush texture, somewhat.
Mm,
That I like carrying it into all my drawings because I just feel like that's so cool and like a storybook like style of it. It
yeah.
looks rugged. I'm too impatient for line art. I mean, I am too, but I'm talking about the actual lines with the different brushes that you can use, because everyone uses kind of like a standard like thin line brush, for like line work and all that. But I like the little rough edges in the lines that I make, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I've
that's what
always
I like.
had I've always been drawn to for line work doing using like calligraphy pen.
Hmm.
I just like the feel of it. I've like the feel and the look. I've always thought were really cool to draw with. I don't know, it just feels snappy to me, you know?
Yeah.
So that is something that I also kind of gravitate towards. What about colors?
Colors? Um, I don't know. I don't really gravitate towards many colors. I just kind of use whatever I think looks good. Like, for example, I like to keep my color scheme for like this model I'm using is like blue with hints of gold, essentially.
Hmm.
I was originally thinking about silver, but I'm like, it doesn't really look as good, even though I like
Yeah.
silver more. That's why I have the gold parts in my hair, even though they're supposed to be yellow, but they come off more as gold.
Yeah. Would you say that's like one of your favorite um
Combinations?
pairings? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Blue and
really
yellow.
do like blue and gold kind of like colors, or just blue and
Hmm.
white, light colors like that. But I'm also a sucker for red and black. I won't
Yeah.
deny.
I mean,
Or
yeah.
or
It's hard to be red.
yeah, or purple and yellow. Funnily enough.
Hmm.
Oh my god,
Purple and yellow is good, yeah.
I have a feeling someone's gonna DM me later for that because in his model he does have purple and yellow, but it just coincidentally is like one good combination that I really like because they're opposites. It doesn't hit as
Yeah.
hard as like the opposites of like blue and orange. I'm like, oh, I don't really like the blue and orange look. I'm not a fan, but the purple and yellow, that's good. That's why, like for example, Peyton and Meesink.
Hmm.
Peyton has the consistent color of purple. Because purple is her favorite color. Because I chose it to be. There's no really other special meaning behind it, other than the fact that Meesink is yellow. Although I accidentally made him yellow because of the model I chose. Say, for example, in Minecraft, I have an idea, and just start building, and and then as I go along, I add or change. In words of Adam Savage, go with the process, not the plan.
Hmm.
Hmm. That is what Psycho Ruby Gamer has said.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. The process is very important. It keeps us sane, you know?
Mhm.
I think for the longest time I didn't really know, like I knew literally what people meant by like trust the process, but I didn't really understand it fully like psychologically.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, it's just kind of, when you are focused on the process itself, all those kind of little invented hurdles that you create, um, regardless of how present they are, kind of go away because you're
Mm.
following the process. Um, yeah, but yeah, for me, for colors, this is one of like the pink and like mint green is one of those combinations that I like I really like,
It kinda
wherever I
reminds me
can
of,
like
like, a
fit that in.
strawberry.
Yeah, yeah, wherever I can like put that in, I usually end up doing that. um uh i I like, so orange and blue can be good, but I would never put it on the same character.
Mm, like, they're good in terms of, like, putting it on different characters for contrast, like, for example, Peyton and Meesink, because Meesink
Yeah,
is yellow, Peyton's more purple, so it shows a clear contrast to the both of in terms of being opposites in color.
yeah,
But for, say, something like blue and orange, I don't think they mix too well, I don't think.
yeah. I wouldn't do it on the same character.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like that would be
but
kinda hard to
yeah,
pull off.
it would be. See, now it's a challenge.
Now you wanna challenge that, going like, "Imma do it, shit." Oh god.
Purple. I mean, purple is the goat color. I do like.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell. But
I do like purple. Yeah.
but if anything, I kinda feel a little bit conflicted with her character design in terms of the colors, because I feel like the
Hmm.
purple and the pink of her dress, like, they complement each other well, but so does the green with the dress. But the
Yeah.
green and purple, I feel like they don't as much.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
Goes well with a lot.
Um.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the yellow is also nice for also both combinations as well, because the yellow could be like the seeds of a strawberry, or the yellow is just opposite of purple. It looks nice. They do, but the class brings attention to the face where it should be.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
I think it's because yeah, I kind of wanted the I didn't want to put a whole lot of green in there.
Mm.
Um. So that's why she's got the strawberry cowl there. But yeah, it's I do kind of tend to use pink or purple a lot, even if it's so in the world of tomorrow picture that I sent.
Mm. Wait. Oh, there we go.
So this was something that I kind of scratched out real quick, but you can see inherently that I'm like purple. This is purple. It's got to be purple. It's lit. like the sun is, it's the golden hour, so brown would look purple. It would look kind of purple, right? Uh,
Just love the horse on the roof.
yeah, yeah. There's just an overabundance of horses because of this method that they're using to just kind of make like millions of them.
Mm.
So they're just kind of everywhere. And then you've got Crooked Billy's with the like offset window. Like
I just noticed that. Because it looks like the whole building is looking towards the sun.
well, Billy built it, and he's got a crooked eye, so you know.
Oh. Did he draw Billy?
I didn't. I didn't draw. I didn't draw Billy. It was just since I made this up kind of on the spot, and I was like, I'm pretty sure like when I did the like sketch for this like real quick, I accidentally put the window like offset, and I was like, no wait, what if it is on purpose like that, and then it's like Crooked Billy's. So that's how you yeah, that's how you grow. That's how you go with the process.
Yep. Don't mind me overthinking. If everything is powered by horses, they would have bred the best horses together, meaning potential lots of inbreeding.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, man, the morality of these horses, you know, very foggy at best. But then you have the anomaly, Cowpoke,
Right.
who is part horse, part
Copy
human.
paste isn't lazy. Now it's
Yeah.
Hold on, let me bring back this book.
Yeah, Cowpoke isn't human. I just thought, well, Cowpoke is part human, part horse. Because he's got little hooves. But it's really funny to me that in this style, that just looks like shoes. It just looks like intentional shoes. So, you know, I can have like a gag where it's like, oh no, these are my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like when you would see them, it's just like, you know, browned little like hooves like that would just be like, okay, that's a stylistic choice you're making there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Cowpoke is part horse. He is the thing that everyone is seeking. For a myriad of reasons. He's actually sought after by the people who are, you know, perpetuating these horses. The company that Peepa to Pee her father owns. But yeah, you know, Peepa to Pee is the villainess of the story. I don't know if you're here for that, but she is seeking Cowpoke for the potential opportunities that lie within.
Yep. Yup. Just one look at him. I think it should also be noteworthy to bring up this picture all the way here of him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Belinda is trying to bring Cowpoke back to his actual parents.
Capo looks like one of those
He
gremlin children.
100% is a gremlin child.
I mean,
Um
can't get over that picture, man. Look at him. He's ready. He's ready to bring justice.
he is the product of this very messed up civilization in every sense, both morally and just physically. And it shows.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's horse punk. This is an idea that fills me with joy. But it is still an idea. It's not. I haven't committed on this. Just other ideas, other things that other projects that I've worked on, kind of superseded this. So it was at one point a comic. It was also at one point a quest. But I don't know. Like honestly, I don't know what I would want to make this. Which is one of the reasons why it's kind of stayed an idea. I mean, it could legitimately just be anything. But I've had other kind of projects and things kind of take precedence.
Hmm.
But I always keep coming back to this one. Like I always have. This is one of those ones that clings on. You know, it's kind of stuck with me for a bit. Because it's purely nonsensical. As I was kind of saying earlier, like there's not a whole lot of world building you need to do, because it's like it's the premise is already illogical, like right out of the gate. So you might as well just go all in, you know? Like it's
Yeah. I mean, when you have these guys running the show. These guys. They have no thoughts. They are head empty.
yeah. Yeah, I mean the prompt was just to make them so like
I'm sorry.
just on time. Just so like doofy looking. Like just boop dot eye. No mouth,
Mm.
just, you know. But that also, you know, makes them makes them readable from afar.
Mm. That is true. Goofy Horace, but could kill you in an instant. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, it's bad. You know, like if you're in that flying city and you like fall down, that's if you're in front of that flying city and you like aren't fast enough. I mean, those horses just trample.
Hmm.
But yeah, so the, you know, making fiction about the future is about society, because this is really about society. Like all punk
Yeah.
genres, this is all about society.
This says
Really.
a lot about
Yeah.
society. This kid especially.
I'm
Th-
really getting down into
this
the
says a lot about society.
the societal issues, you know? Like
This horse
horses.
definitely carries a knife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine there just being a gang of horses, you know? Just
Oh yeah.
all standing right in front of like barrel on fire. They have cards. They don't have any way to like hold them, so they're all on the ground, you know?
Yeah. Well, Cowpoke can speak to horses. He's got a horse speak.
What are you telling me? He's mixed.
He
I
can talk
see.
to see Cowpoke has his own journey, okay? And he starts to understand the injustices that are happening upon these horses. You know, like
Mm,
you couldn't actually see them visually with your eyes. You- like you
mm.
had to be able to understand what they're saying to know. Um but yeah, Cowpoke likes the horses. He is a horse boy.
Horse boy. Is that why his ears are a bit more angular compared to the other characters?
Uh okay, that wasn't intentional, but yes.
You know,
Totally.
I was a little bit bullshitting there, man. I was a little bit bullshitting. I'm like, oh, that would have been a nice touch of him just being the only one with like a little bit different ears. Off the art alone, my favorites are Cowpoke and Evan.
Yeah, Evan is kind of a I tried to get some of the stuff that I did with Belinda to like Evan's hair and facial hair, and tried to make them somewhat similar. Evan's Belinda's dad. He's not a great
Mm.
dad, but okay. Well, I mean, there's actually nothing else I can say about that. uh, yeah. So I mean, it isn't his. It's not entirely his fault. Okay, because this is about society.
This is a lot of
And
society.
in this society, as I've said before, you know, you just if when you're a father, you have to fake your death so that your kid has to go on a personal journey to avenge you, because that's how they'll actually grow up to live in this world. Like that's how you teach them.
Mm.
You know, I mean, he was doing what the society told him should be fitting,
Mm.
but he also kind of is a dick a little bit. Um, but you know, we are all victims here. I remember going like just riffing with a friend of mine on like horse-powered technology. It got so far that like we were like, oh, like this could just keep going forever. Like if I wanted to make something that specifically went into like cyberpunk territory, then I could make a horse punk story that's just generations down the line, and they are able to breed the horses so small that they are nano horses, and that they can create like little functions for the people.
Oh my gosh. It's time to teach you something important, son. Where you going? faking my death.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Well, when you live in an idyllic Western society, that's how you teach your kids
Hmm.
how to be scoundrels.
Banana horses.
Nano horses. That's what I'm
Instead
saying.
of
I'm
nano
saying that,
machines, they're nanom horses, though.
yeah, I'm saying you could just keep going with the ridiculousness of this. So I wrote a tiny little like twine game about the flying city with horses. It's a tiny little horse punk twine game. Um
Hmm.
and it all leads up to this revolutionary weapon, and the revolutionary weapon
Is
is
that
like a
gun?
horse-powered gun.
Oh, the
So
tiny
there's just a bunch of horses, and there's a rope that's attached to like a bullet inside of like a cannon, and they just kind of make them run. And then you have to wait for them for them
How
bullet
many
to go.
horsepower is in this, baby? Well, believe it or not, you can literally use horsepower in this as like a marking for how much things
Yeah.
are by literal actual horses. Oh my god.
Not to mention that the horses themselves would do more damage than the
Hmm?
bullet that they're pulling.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that's the kind of idea behind the concepts here, is that first line of logic, don't think beyond it. Like like these people came up with the idea for this concept and they just went for it.
Hmm.
They instead of going with the process, they went with the plan against all odds. They just made the plan happen.
Hmm.
But maybe one day the world will be ready for horse punk, because that's really
Horse
why
fuck.
I am.
I will be the first person in line going like, "Let's go, horse
Let's
punk!"
go.
Show my aunt, and like, "Hey, look at this cool game." No, they have to be pretty and majestic. Is there like a prize? Is there like a horse society and there's like a prized horse?
Yeah, there are prized horses. There are horses that are not just the default horse.
Default.
Like default horse, like with a wig.
That reminds me,
Uh,
I've traumatized one of my friends with a horse mask when I was a kid.
how? What happened?
Basically, sleepover at my house. We're all small dumb kids. Group of people. Uh, it was morning. People waking up. So I grabbed a horse mask to basically fake freak people out. But apparently, he was the only one there that was actually legitimately scared and screaming for his life. Uh, even though it was just literally me with a horse mask, I wasn't even doing anything other than saying, "Wake up, wake up!" And he is apparently still scared to it as we're adults to this day. And I feel bad. But at the same time, it's really funny.
Horses can be scary, That's
I didn't intend for him to be traumatized for life. I just wanted him to get the fuck up. Oh my god. I still
You
have
know,
that horse
like
mask, by the way.
really.
Although his hair fell off, so now he's bald.
Aw,
He's now
bald
known as
horse.
he now is known as a Grandpa Charlie horse.
These, I feel like these blab sessions, they're like kind of a double-edged sword because I walk away from each one being like, man, I really want to work on that now.
I mean, this is our fifth lab session. What do you mean?
There, I mean, okay, I guess to be fair, to be fair to myself, uh, a lot of the reasons why I started working on the one from the last time were not just because the blab. I mean, I was working on it a little bit before, but it was because someone came out and they were like, "I need more," and I was like, "Really? You like that? Okay." Because I like it too. So yeah, that was that one's a little bit more okay, a lot more serious. I mean, there's still some goofiness in even that one, but Horse Punk is like full goofy, and there's something kind of relaxing about that. You don't have to with most of my other projects. When I write something, I do all this research and I have to like just personally I want to make it so it at least like makes some kind of sense if you know what's going on, like if you know like to to use a specific example, I had to look up well shit, no, I can't actually get I can't actually go into detail on that
Huh?
on stream. It's I feel like it would be something that I have no idea. So I'll just to play it safe. Maybe I won't go into detail on that one. I'll tell you later, Star. But
Okay.
basically, I had to I had to look up if a certain chemical reaction, like what it does
Oh.
specifically, so I would
So you're looking
know.
up the illegal stuff.
It's not illegal. Knowledge is not illegal stuff. But working where I do, I feel like I'm probably on a list somewhere. Because there are chemicals near me that just so happened to be some of the chemicals that I was looking at. But,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Mhm. Keep talking, yeah.
it's it's interesting. I like do because I'll when I write stuff, I'll base it on things that I know, I know already. But then I like have to check myself. I have to be like, well, is this really a thing? And then I'll like go down like this rabbit hole of like, well, actually, if you really wanted to make this is what you would do. And I'm like, thanks, random person on YouTube that isn't suspicious at all.
Mm.
But with Horse Punk, there's like none of that. I don't have to look shit up because it's already logically just fucked.
The horsepower, man. The
Yeah.
horsepower.
So there is a freedom in that. With writing. I guess it's like the only thing is like, is it like funny? Is it like funny and fun to look at? Then okay. Then
Mm.
it then it that it works. So it's less a logical one and more just like a conceptual barrier. But yeah, that's my TED talk for horse punk.
A horse punk.
And this is the future, so
This
look out.
this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is our future.
This is our future. Look, I'm saying, why not? If the cars already are horse powered, just go to the source. You know? That's all I'm
Horses.
saying.
My gosh. Is there anything else you want to touch upon or talk about upon?
With this, not really. No. I
Just
hope everybody enjoyed the horses.
the horses. I enjoyed the horses. Like this.
I thought that meme where it's just like, man, you know, and the horse is just like where was that? What sometimes
What
I
about
remember I half remember memes. And I don't know enough to remember like the exact meme. But it was like a picture of a horse, like a lone horse. And it was just like, man, ... or something like that.
Man. Hold on, let me look it up.
Okay, I found it.
I found it too.
Did you see the 4 horses?
The 4 horses?
Oh, that one you can't show.
The 4 horses?
But there's
the 4
it's
horsemen of the horsemen.
where it's like Gabriel and Juan. Man. But yeah, it was a horse on a roof.
Oh yeah. Pain.
But I guess the original was a horse just looking out at the ocean, and he's just saying, man, man. But that horse on the roof was from my half-remembered knowledge of this meme.
Horses in your world be like.
My man. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I remember I pulled this meme a lot when talking about like Peyton and such. I'm trying to show it. This one. Because it just looks too good. Like, how can I not incorporate that with Peyton? Just, man.
Yeah. It's perfect. Man, I feel like, talking about memes, I've always been very meme illiterate in my life, you know?
What do you
Like
mean by that?
I've so I don't meme a lot, you know, and socially, I'm kind of like, man, I'm kind of like, man, I'm kind of like,
Man.
there. It's. I feel like it's grown to be like a really big part of our culture,
Mm.
but it's not like I don't enjoy memes. I enjoy them. I like memes.
Well, by technicality, memes have been a part of humanity for like a while. They've just grown and
Right.
progressed
Yeah.
to become its own term in use.
But specifically the image format, the meme.
The current image format, but I guess the proper
Yeah.
definition is like one of the definitions is an element of a culture or system of behavior passed from one individual to another by imitation or another non-genetic means.
Hmm.
Or an image, video, piece of text, etc., typically humorous in nature that is copied and spread rapidly by internet users, often with slight variations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just something that humanity has been doing for like a long time of just passing down to something humorous, and it's grown into what we see today.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
it's
always
true what they
kind of
say in Metal Gear.
yeah, no, I know. Yeah, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 2. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they're all about the memes in that game.
Mm. I forget the quote that they actually specifically say. Um,
It was like jeans and memes. Um, about the concept of memes. Yeah, MGS2 is kind of a. Have you
uh,
played Metal Gear Solid 2?
I have not, but the one I'm talking about is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Oh yeah.
I think, because I saw something. Okay, war is a cruel parent, but an effective teacher. Its final lesson is carved deep within my psyche. Oh, oh my god. Are you kidding me? It kicked me out. God damn it. Alright, war is a cruel parent, effective but an effective teacher. Its final lesson is carved deep within my psyche that this world and all of its people are diseased. Free will is a myth, religion is a joke. We're all pawns controlled by something greater. Memes. The DNA of the soul. They shape our will. They are our culture. They are everything we pass on. Expose someone to anger long enough, they will learn to hate. They become a carrier. Envy, greed, despair. All memes. All passed along. Aware.
This picture is perfect for this.
I like how because I got this from Reddit and because someone posted it on Reddit and people were just copying and pasting that. The horse emo. Well,
Yeah.
at least we have opportunities to be like this right after.
Yeah. No, we have to strive for my man.
We gotta strive for my man.
So I could probably I'll talk a little bit about the thing that I was talking about last time because I've been writing that.
All right. Progress. Progress.
Progress,
Maybe.
progress. Actually, I actually can share a picture.
Mm. Yippee.
A picture. Yippee! If what are you doing, Discord? Okay, there we go. Felt like I
What is
delivered that like
that?
Discord had a gun on me.
What is that?
Oh wait, that's not even the finished one. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Minimum wage. Okay, so I'm writing kind of an intro to this. That's me at 3 a.m. looking for tacos. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's so I'm writing an intro to this story. The gist of it is, if you've ever watched those like monster of the week kind of like paranormal, like, you know, we got to get the team together and figure out what's going on kind of shows.
Scooby Doo.
The Scooby-Doo, sure, yeah. Like all of them, you know.
Mm.
Um but yeah, so I want to write a story about a person who did that for like a decade and now they're like still kind of doing it, but a lot of their friends have left doing that or died because it's like dangerous inherently. And ultimately, thematically, it's a story about attaching your self-work or your self-worth to your work, which is something that if you have low self-esteem, you're kind of given to do naturally. Because if you have a low self-image of yourself, then if you find something that you're extraordinary at, you can be like, this is my worth. You can cling to it and be like, this is me. This is my
Mm.
worth. This is what makes me worth things. Which isn't inherently a bad thing, but it can be, in the sense that, you know, you as an individual have inherent worth. I think that, you know, if we're talking about society, you know, I think that people can get bogged down in this idea that what they do is what they're worth.
Mm.
And then, you know, that can kind of spiral from there. Especially when you're finding that either what you do becomes less tenable, you know, less accessible for you as an individual,
Mm.
or it just becomes something that you can no longer do anymore. So it's ultimately a story about a person who is doing this kind of monster. The thing that they're good at is not monster hunting particularly, but just kind of traversing that world. More specifically, what they do, the main character of this story, they kind of swoop in between like monsters and the occult and just the unknown, the thing behind the veil. They swoop in between that and the people trying to cover it all up. And what they do is they pull the innocent people from the middle of situations, and secure them and give them an opportunity to continue living as they did before. You know, not trapped or dead. So that's the idea. The main character gets drawn to this through the process of helping people. You know, she kind of starts to ascribe her worth to what she provides to others. This kind of ideal where she's saving people. She's pulling them out of this shitty situation, you know, having to fight off these monsters. It's a deadly situation, but traversing it kind of invigorates her because she's saving people. And that feels like that is worth a lot, you know?
Mm.
But as an individual, where she kind of comes from, she doesn't or didn't, well, still doesn't have a lot of self-worth. You know, she hasn't, when she was younger, she wasn't able to really build this thing, and she kind of carries a lot of that with her. And one of the things that attaching your self-worth to something like work or your proficiency at something, one of the things it can do is it can make you kind of ignore that part of you. It can make you ignore these deficiencies because you're like, oh, I found my self-worth. I don't need to look at it anymore. I don't need to worry about it anymore. You know, it's like I've
Mm.
built it up, you know, around this thing that I'm doing. And so that's kind of what she's done here. But now, 10 years later, 10 years of, you know, fighting monsters and helping people, she's still alive, which is miraculous. But it's kind of, she's still kind of at square one. And a lot of the story is her coming to kind of understand that and finding like her own actual place in all of this,
Mm.
instead of just kind of going through the motions. And fittingly, the story initially was a quest called Minimum Wage Hero.
Mm.
It was about, you know, a person who was working fast food, and she ends up finding like a dead body in the walk-in. And it turns out it wasn't a person that killed the dead body, it was a creature. A little creature fella. And one of these people that works, or that provides their services to this group that kind of pulls people out from these precarious situations, finds the main character of that quest, Lysol. Yes, Lysol is her name. So because it was a quest, readers named the character Lysol McDerby. She goes by Liz. Because if your name was Lysol, you probably wouldn't introduce yourself as Lysol. Unless you were super, super secure with your place. So she introduces herself as Liz. They find out her name's Lysol. Anyways. But she kind of asserts herself. So yeah, so Liz is the central character of this. I did this quest actually almost literally 10 years ago. So it's one of those fictional things where it's real time. Real time has passed between this quest and the kind of quest hybrid comic that I'm making now. But yeah, all these drawings are 10 years old. Just about. Next year they will be 10 years old.
And now on to the new pictures.
Yeah. So Liz is 10 years older, and she's still working fast food. Still at, you know, lower positions in fast food work, because of what she does. You know, she has to remain invisible. She has to remain not seen, but she also has to live. She has to have a job somewhere. And you know, entry level food service fits the bill. So she's been working fast food for 10 years despite hating it. But she does it because she thinks that she has to. You know, it's part of this whole thing. The little food prep, you know. But yeah, so she is still doing her thing, but now she's kind of doing it alone. You know, she's been a part of all these different groups, and a lot of the stuff that I'm kind of doing with this is kind of, you know, drawing on the on shows like Supernatural, or like, you know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, those kinds of groups were the kinds of groups that she just kind of drifted in and out of over the years, like over that decade that she was just doing this.
Mhm.
But a lot of the people that she used to work with, and maybe, you know, Star, you can kind of see there's a little bit of Venture Bros influence here, just a little bit.
Mhm. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. You know, with a different medium, with a different type of media, with a different type of fiction, but like, I just like that idea of like going like fictionally, just accepting all of something, just being like, okay, this all happened in this world, like all of it.
Mhm.
It's not the same way, and some of the ways that it happened are like kind of fucked up, but it still happened. You know, like
Mhm.
Scooby Doo actually existed in the Venture Bros.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's I think it's fun to have like to have a prompt like that. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here, with what kind of surrounds this idea of the paranormal, drawing on different types of media and things like that. So yeah, that is what I'm working on currently, like right now. And I'm working on an intro for that basically, because I never finished that quest. So the intro to this would be like an ending to that. Um, so it kind of starts with the root of her like joining this group that, you know, helps people caught in between. And it's kind of showing, you know, the worth that she gets out of it, you know, being able to help people. Um, and showing kind of how it's kind of a way for her to avoid what she would say, what she would categorize as being just nothing. Um, you know, the kind of the ironic thing is that like she professionally has to be invisible. Like she professionally has to be kind of nothing,
Mm.
in what she's doing now. Um, but to her, it's, you know, worlds different. So yeah, it's that's that is, I still don't know what I'm actually gonna call this, because the original name I just made up like on the spot. It was very functional, you know, minimum wage hero quest. It was just that.
Mm.
But yeah, I still have to figure out a name for this specifically.
Minimum wage detective. It's
Yeah,
evolved.
I mean, I do like I like literally. Well, I like the feeling of having those elements in the title because a lot of what she's doing, even the way that she's approaching this kind of monster occult stuff, is very like she's going through the motions. It's very much like she's working like a minimum wage job. Um, so I like the imagery that conjures, but I just need to figure out the words and the arrangement. You know.
I think a game that you should look into. Do you know of a game called Home Safety Hotline?
I do.
All right, then if you weren't already inspired, there you go. It reminded me to
Actually,
look back at the.
the funny thing about the quest is that it was inspired by things like SCP,
Mm,
which you know goes on to kind of inspire something like Home Safety Hotline, having
mm,
just this categorization of like creatures and you know, um,
say,
yeah,
yeah.
that stuff's amazing. It's really cool to look into it. But yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of Home Safety Hotline. Um, so I will definitely look into that. But yeah, Liz is now like 40. I always make my characters older than me.
Reminds me of this dude in high school of him drawing an old man like character, like an old knight. And I'm sitting here going like, is that your OC? And he's like, I guess. Can you tell me about him? No. He just refused
Aw.
to tell me at all for like stuff that he's making. I'm like, come on, I want to know. I'm curious. He's like, no. Maybe if I make a comic
Aw.
or something like that, then you'll know. And I'm like, well, how am I gonna know where to find you? He shrugs.
Damn.
That fucking guy.
He could. Yeah. Who knows? Where is he today?
I
Who
don't
knows?
know. I just know his first name, and I saw his art sometimes. So I don't know if I'll ever see it blow up later on and go like, oh my god, I know that guy. That's
It might have blown
crazy.
up already, and you don't even know. You couldn't. I guess if you see
No.
the night, if you see the night, maybe.
If I see a scrunkly old dude that's a knight, long beard, trying to defeat a dragon, I know it's him. What stuck out to me, I think, from what I remember, it's something barely remembered. I think he had like a red scarf around him. If not, I'm
Mm.
sorry that I'm wrong. But it reminds me a little bit of Kamen Rider. Huh?
I used to always add scarves to my characters.
Really?
I was obsessed with scarves for like 2 years.
Why? I'm
I
curious.
don't know. I mean, I think like aesthetically, like the flowing, like the, you know, and it's like like the collar and the flowing, it's like mysterious, you know, but like not too mysterious. I don't know. It,
Mm. For me, I kind of like straps or stripes in characters, you know?
yeah.
Because they're fun to look at when they loop around the body. Are they fun to draw? With there many of them? No, but some I think it looks nice. I think it looks neat
Mm,
because they also help show
yeah.
dimension onto the character. looping around the body. I just think it's neat. Oh my god. That just
I mean, it
reminds me
is.
with the whole idea of smoking, you know? I don't condone it. I don't like it. But it look on a character, ooh. Mm. Okay. I can vibe with this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that's the thing with smoke. Like it does. And I don't know if it's just been ingrained, but it's like, man, all the cool characters smoke.
Meanwhile, I'm making a fucking dweeb that is smoking because there's not really much else to do in terms of a better situation. She can't say anything about it at all.
No.
You know why. So what she does she do in her free time now? She smokes. She accidentally fell into
Oh.
it. Totally not because I think it looks really pretty.
Oh man.
And there's
that
nothing you can do about it.
that is like that is like unintentionally like just fucking with Mittens. Just unintentionally. Because he's so after, you know, what Mittens saw, you know, he knows what Peyton did. He knows.
He knows.
You know?
But she
He
doesn't
knows.
know that he knows.
He does, yeah, she doesn't know that he knows, but
I'm thinking everything
he
is hunky dory.
he knows what she did, and he knows like, well, shit, like I can't like navigate this from the inside, no matter how bad of an idea it might be, because ultimately, you know, if Peyton finds out, I don't know, she's just gonna give more of herself away to negate whatever happens.
That's the
And
thing though. Because of what Vince did before, there's nothing else to give.
yeah.
Everything is gone.
Yeah.
Every part.
Well, Mittens doesn't know that specifically. I mean, he probably could figure it out because he was told, I believe he was told like what was given. Not
Yeah,
specifically, but like 2 out of the
it's
3
that
or whatever.
like 2 out of 3. Well, 1 out of 3 would be taken, even though she already has one. And then
Yeah.
literally said in the which I have the stream up, you know, I have the VOD of 1/3 of yourself is basically taken, and so everything is laid out. It has been said. It's up to you whether Mittens is smart enough to get that or not. I personally think he could, but
Yeah. Yeah, he could. But to put it simply, like, or to just sum it up, Mitten's mindset right now is like, okay, I need to figure this out, but I can't have Peyton involved in it because, you know, at least like the least amount of bad things that could happen is that it triggers the mark again and Peyton's just in pain. At most, I don't know. You know, like I don't know. Peyton has like no, she has like no recourse. Like Mittens feels like it would be
Oh yeah, by the way, for those at home wondering who the fuck is Peyton, it's wait, that's the wrong thingy. Here. It's this goober.
That's Peyton.
That's the goober
Uh,
we're talking about. She doesn't actually have a mustache. That's just something as a cosmetic that was given to her for the time. That's her.
but yeah, so Mittens is trying to figure this stuff out outside of Peyton, but with Peyton, his mindset is basically just like, I'm just I'm just gonna try and like make her have a good time. Cause she's
Mm,
going through a lot.
here's another
That's
lovely picture.
oh.
Look at her. Look at her happy. That's not staying for long.
So that's kind of what Mittens is like. That's his goal right now, is to just, like, all of this stuff, all of this bullshit, it it's gonna have to be solved through other means. And there's nothing I could say. So fuck it, we ball. We're just gonna, you know, make the best of it. While I,
Hmm.
have my own secret dealings here and there.
That's a thing though. For what she did specifically was the fact that he protects Mittens from further deals, which is why he still has the mark.
No, not those kinds of dealings. Let's be clear.
Okay, because you gotta keep that in
Yeah,
mind. Because Peyton's like, I
yeah,
don't
no,
want to see this man fuck up even further. So,
not those kinds of dealings. Um, but other kinds,
other
other kinds of
kinds
dealings.
smile.
Smile, yeah. Um, so I think that with what Mittens uh kind of talked about, it's there's gonna be a little bit of that, like, the smell of smoke is like kind of triggering to him a little bit.
I mean, I
Just a little bit.
okay, okay. There would be a good chance of him sniffing that if she was in Metaverse, but if she was at home, she would like immediately shower type thing. But at the same time, if
Yeah.
Violet's also there, then that also fucks with Peyton a bit, because then Violet might do something. Uh, but I'll let you know when there's a smell of smoke. How is that?
Yeah. And I mean, like, Mittens would play it cool, but it would just be like an extra thing that would, like, you know, that would make
Mm-hmm.
things a little more complicated for him. But that's I think that's great. I think things should be more complicated for him.
Yeah, let's make life harder for our characters.
Yep.
Just make them punching bags.
No. Look, all right, Mittens. I believe in Peyton. I believe in Mittens. I believe that this will end well. And if it doesn't, then at least it's over.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was why Mittens we should have like a pancake night. We should like hang out. I want to, like
Mm.
he wants to be able to help Peyton. And right now, in his mind, that's the best way he can do it. At
Meanwhile,
least
also
directly with
Peyton.
her.
Meanwhile, also Peyton slaps Min, saying, "No, I'm helping you." It's like the moment in Lion King. Instead of "Long live the king," she's just like, "Run, save yourself, damn it."
No.
Because in truth, she
No.
really, in truth, she really cares about Min because, he actually shows that he's caring about her a bit. And X7 is X7. Like, she can't come to him for everything.
Mm,
Unfortunately, like as much as they're twins, she kind of wants to keep it like just in a joking fashion and not really anything
yeah.
too deep or serious. And the one time that she tried to make something deep and serious, kind of accidentally laughed at her. Second time, she got burned. So she's
Oh.
just kind of unfortunately done with just talking about herself and her feelings.
Oh.
Thanks, B.
Well, we're gonna figure something out, and regardless, we're gonna have a good time. That's what Mittens is is trying to facilitate here. That's what he's trying to embody. That's what he's trying to what's the word? Um Manifest. There you go.
He could try, but currently in our characters' lives, it's mostly like, okay, Mins, let's take care of your nightmares. Let's take care of this and that.
Yeah,
Make sure you
no,
sleep well.
a lot of his inspiration um is just disassociation. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Peyton
That's a
is the dissociation. Like, she's like,
yeah.
if I don't remember, I don't. It's not my problem.
So that's great. That's great that we're disassociating together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but he's getting sleep. Um, with the help of his friends, and well, you know, unfortunately there are other things that are happening with him that I can't talk about, but smile, it's
What?
fine. Don't worry about
Other
it.
things?
Don't even worry
Is it
about
about
it.
the nightmares?
Nope. Not just the nightmares.
You mean the other manifestation thing?
Nah, not just that.
I'm curious.
Uh, good, because I don't. Mittens probably isn't gonna talk about it, but yeah, that's
Do you mean about his special lady on the side that he needs to look for?
no, no. This is yeah, this is this is something that happened, pretty recently. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
He
If
didn't get
I
mugged, did he?
no,
Okay.
but it's okay. If he doesn't think about it, then it doesn't exist. You know.
What do you mean? That's a Peyton move.
No, he he's being very tested mentally right now. Um,
That's what.
yeah, and it's I mean, in a way, in a way, his connection to his old self and his refusal to like accept like Mittens kind of helps him here. His like identity crisis, his ongoing identity crisis, is kind of inadvertently helping him right now keep his shit together. But it's still, you know, trying. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
So what I'm hearing is that you're having other developments in where the body is
Other
behind
other other
scenes.
things other things other things are happening. Other things are happening.
So
um
they woke up and looked at it and go like, "What the fuck?"
I do need to figure out with the hmm.
Are people looking for him?
No, people aren't looking for, nobody's looking for Mittens.
Damn.
Damn, son, like what? Uh no. It's yeah, it's we'll see how it progresses.
Mm.
But yeah, I want to, well, I need to finish like Mitten's body real, like 3D.
Yeah, you're
I
doing
need
that
to
from
finish doing
scratch,
that.
aren't you?
Yep. Although I might not. I okay, so what I downloaded Vroid.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded Vroid. I haven't opened it yet.
Are you
I'm
opening it
gonna take a
now?
look. I I'm installing it now. I didn't install it. I just pushed the Steam page like grab gimme, but I guess it didn't install yet. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna check that out and incorporate it into my process because I need to not be as much of a crazy bastard. I need to, you know, I need to be strategically crazy instead of just like, you know, spread shot crazy.
Uh, keep in mind, when you do export it with the textures and all that, it does export it in a bit of a funky way, as in there's a lot of open free space on the texture file or PNG.
Okay.
So
That's
like
all
keep.
good. I love, weirdly enough, doing like UV like arranging texture space and stuff like that. I actually really like that part.
Mm,
Uh so I can kind of move things around if need be, or I can just implant whatever into the texture, the space that's available, like
mm.
Mittens' head or whatever. I guess it would be human Mittens.
Yeah,
You know,
but say it's like,
if you
why would
ever
human mittens need mittens head?
he keeps it with him, you know.
Like a good luck charm, saying as every
Yeah.
possible bad thing happens.
But yeah, we'll see. I'll play around with it and see what I can do.
Hmm. Don't forget to look at booths for free stuff or things that cost
Booth.
money. Or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
make
yeah.
the textures yourself. You know, that's also an option.
Yeah. I'll probably do a little bit of both. Um,
Yeah.
I if there's something that pulls me on like Booth. I'm not beyond spending money.
Don't remember when I spent $2 on a stick. Was it 3? I don't remember. All I know is that I needed a stick for a model, and I was too lazy in making it because I still don't know how to blender things properly. So I bought a stick. May have to implement then some future models because I paid for that shit.
With the sacred stick.
The sacred stick. Technically, I could add that back in because I guess deer, not deer, but Peyton with magic, ooh, powers is coming back. So
Hmm.
yippee for that.
Magic powers.
Kinda, not really.
Magic adjacent.
Hmm.
I I'll tell you right now, there is a part of Human Mittens that X7 probably will never get tired of making fun of him for.
What?
You know,
You can't just say that and not show me something.
all right, look. He... I I'm just saying that the boy looks maybe a little like he might be uh related to uh Dumbo.
He's saying he has big ears.
He does. He does have
Oh
big
my
ears.
god. Making that a character defining trait, just big ass ears.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing where I mean it's like regular people. It's like technically they're not bigger than normal. It's just they stick out a little more, So
Hmm.
they look bigger. Uh so yeah, he he kind of has yeah,
Dumbo ass ears.
he's got some dumb ass. But he does, weirdly enough, it's like I can kind of see like the cat in him a little bit.
Hmm.
Just a little bit. It's like they're not, you know, obviously it's not this is a completely different body. And it's probably like bias from just seeing Mittens a lot and then just saying like this is human Mittens. But he
Hmm.
kind of like I can kind of see it. I don't know, it's weird. Uh but yeah, I need to finish these models, both Mittens, human Mittens, and Shuri. I'm further along with Shuri than human Mittens.
Hmm.
But yeah, we will see with that. See, human Mittens, I haven't really landed on a wardrobe, so I'm still designing. But I mean, he's gonna wear kind of similar stuff. It's not gonna be as done up. Like Mittens is like
You
super
mean looking like a
exaggerated.
bum?
Everything that Mittens wears is like super exaggerated. I think human Mittens be like the same kind of stuff, just a little bit more subtle.
Mm.
Because I mean, he is at his heart like a beatnik, artistic boy. But I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I say this every time we talk about RP stuff, but I love it and I wish I had more time to dedicate to it.
Mm.
I really do. But we'll see. And then I guess like 3 weeks from now will be Mitten's birthday.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. I should probably
Mention something.
I should probably figure out when like a specific day that the transfer happened for Mittens. So we can have 2 birthdays.
Yeah, 2 birthdays.
Yeah.
Double the cake.
Hell yeah. But yeah. I'll put I haven't thought of Mitten's birthday, but I'll put it like a day. Yeah. I'll do the actually no, the 10th of June.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Cause Payne's birthday's on the 12th. June 12th.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Well, my birthday, my actual real life birthday, is on the 9th.
And mine is on December 12th. So you just made Mitten's birthday right after yours?
Yeah. Because it's, on Friday. I mean, I just made it right now. And, why not?
I need to, before I forget, I need to put that in my calendar.
Though I guess if I like really researched, maybe I could find out like when Mittens was incepted.
What do you mean?
Like when I created the character. If I go far back enough on my Twitter, I'm pretty sure I posted the first render I made of the character.
Really?
I probably could find that out. I'm gonna have to go pretty far back though.
Like how many years?
Let's see. Although I go through long periods of just not posting anything, so it might not be that bad. But yeah, it'll definitely take some time. So I'll I will look into that later. But that might be neat. Maybe that's what I'll make the transfer date when the cat was born. But it was probably when I made the first render of Mittens. That was probably like 2017, maybe?
That is really far back. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah, November 19th, 2017.
Huh.
So that's when Mittens came into existence.
Well, I
And he
guess
looked
you
very different.
I guess you could write that down.
Yeah. It's actually here, let me it's actually still the image I use for my Discord. That was the first render of
Oh
Robo
yeah.
Mittens.
Just gonna pull them up on stream. Expose you.
Go ahead, it's fine, you know.
He's already totally not there.
You can see he used to have like a cool scar,
Mm-hmm. What
and
happened?
his
Where'd it go?
arms were completely different. Uh, I don't know. I don't know why I decided to drop the scar. I think okay, so like there was this, and then when I first brought him into VR chat, uh, he didn't have the scar.
Right. The cult of mittens. I'm bringing it up on stream.
So yeah,
See
those are
the
the VR chat
absolute
models.
lunacy of this.
Early Mittens. It yeah, it was I don't think I had a reason for getting rid of it or really putting it on there. Like when I made Robo Mittens, the original, I was just like, cool, like battle scar, like he was gonna fight a lot. And now the character is very much not that.
He's now a
Like when I brought
coward.
him, yeah, when I brought him into VR chat, I was like, okay, well he's just gonna do him, you know. He's just gonna
Hmm.
chill. But the original concept, the original concept, he was a lot of he was an action cat, you know.
Alley cat.
Yeah. But yeah, no, November 19th is Mittens Day.
I just love this little goober. And look at it with his little front hair that he totally isn't like taped on.
Little curl. I wanna bring
Yeah.
that one back. That outfit. That'd be fun.
Mm.
Um, cause yeah, that was a good one.
2.0 model of it.
Yeah, yeah. 2.0 Mittens 2.0.
Mm.
His head is actually sculpted
Mm.
and then baked.
Is
I baked his head.
that why it looks like a meatball now?
Yeah.
Instead of a dehydrated meatball, I guess.
Yeah, there's a little bit more of a plumpness.
Oh yeah, now his head looks like a dumpling versus these.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to touch upon in terms of talking about this boy?
Hmm.
Or maybe Shuri, or maybe anyone else in background?
Um.
I suppose lore, of course, you know. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just his
Uh.
head that's a cat head, unless you actually wanted to say something and actually have to say, I'm sorry. Ugh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just it is just his head. That's where the cat stops.
But then what's
Unfortunately.
what's the rest of his body? Is it just a suit?
Yeah. Kinda. Kind of. Uh. It's all like synthetic. You know, like it's like bits and pieces from different things. Um. Kind of put together.
I just imagine
On the internals.
he's just put
He's
together
kind of
with like a tarp and some thread.
yeah. He's kind of like a sausage. You know, he's got a casing.
It's a casing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key curious to see like an anatomy sheet of Mittens of going like,
Mm.
what does sausage casing look like? Like I'm holding in all the organs and all such, because I don't imagine it to be the same as like human organs. Are they
Yeah.
assembled the same, or are they just like stuffed in there? Going like good enough, it works.
You know, I would. There's a part of me that's like a morbid part of me that's like way into the idea of having it be like fixed organs that are like inside of modules that are just like arranged in
Mm.
his suit. Um, you know, what, fuck it. That's yeah, that's totally what's going on in there.
Mm.
Uh,
Does he have any bones or a rib cage?
he does
Kinda.
technically.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I mean they're not like human bones.
I don't think they're cat bones either.
No, they're just like
Bones.
metal,
Yeah.
metal bones. But yeah, Mittens. I mean, look, it's a real. He really kind of got bamboozled by that cult, you know.
What did they do to him? What happened to the rest of the cat body? Or did they literally just tested it on one cat head?
Well, they did do a lot of tests before they got to, trying their first human test, which is Mittens.
Mm.
So there definitely were like parts. Yeah, it wasn't a great, not a great cult, as far as cults go. Um, but they had the seed of an idea that on its surface could be appealing if it hit you at the right point in time in your life. And for Mittens, it was just enough because, the majority of it legitimately was jury, but he was able to kind of embrace it because there was a part of him that really believed it.
Mm.
So, and like the future that he imagined was kind of independent of whether or not they were ascended, became a being more than human, um, human 2.0,
Mm.
or not. I mean, he was kind of down. Um, it's just unfortunately like a lot of the things. Well, it's kind of ironic because the exact same thing that brought Mittens into this. So like Jury kind of was Mittens' pathway into this. And Mittens was Jury's pathway out of it
Mm.
inadvertently. Him changing and kind of how it affected him, how it like, not that it was something like how it affected him emotionally. It kind of opened opened the pathway to kind of like entire disillusionment from the cult itself.
Mm.
Like it kind of like deprogrammed Shuri, uh mostly because like she was the one that did it, you know?
Mm.
Like she was the one that kind of performed the ritual. Um like there's a lot of research that went into it and there were a lot of other people involved, but she was the one that had the kind of expertise to make it work. Um and she did. It was, it was like everything with this cult, it was a hacky workaround, but they did it. Um I mean, I think a lot of that kind of pushed her away from it. And unfortunately, that for Mittens, he kind of felt like everything was like falling apart. Everything was kind of becoming more and more distant, you know?
Mm.
So that's kind of why he uh he feels very attached. Even after all this time, Uh, because now, you know, a lot of the reason for it isn't love. Like, love is there, but it's not like something that he considers like realistic. But a lot of it is that Jury is like, he feels like his last connection
Mm.
to who he was before. It's just, Mittens is kind of in a very confused place when it comes to her. Like, he's trying to kind of figure out what that is. Like, is it just like a deep love? Is he like, is there this kind of like deeper feeling, or is he like a crazy ex? Like,
Mm.
Mittens is like trying to kind of process this stuff and like figure out. But the reality of it really is that he kind of just wants to go back. He wants to go back to the way things were, and that's not possible.
Yeah.
So
If anything, I think that's something Peyton is trying to tell slash show him, that things won't return to the way they were, and this is
yeah,
what you have left, unfortunately. That, and I think something else I want to showcase, and I guess I'll tell you in this other character of, love doesn't always have to be like romantical of any means. It could just be platonic, of just caring for another individual deeply.
yeah,
Because, like, for example, Peyton actually views all the people around her kind of like her, not super duper close, but kind of like a little bit like found family. Because, like,
mm,
people just got down, they helped her out, got her into a new body, so she kind of views them as family, will do anything for them, kind of deal.
yeah,
Well, almost anything. But no, it for her, it is everything. Like, her
mm,
friends are everything to her. But at the same time, she doesn't think herself as like enough value to be in the too much into there. Like, she's not as important as everyone else is, kind of putting everyone else at a pedestal a little bit. But
yeah,
by extension, she could technically say that she loves everyone, loves Mittens, Huck, X7, 8, but in a more platonic way, you know?
yeah,
And I hope that Payne can maybe show that to Mittens a bit, that, hey, you could still care for them and just not be super duper hung up about it. You don't have to stop
yeah,
caring about the person. You just have to accept and move on, kind of deal.
yeah. Yeah, that that would be good. That would be good for him. But the tricky part is getting him to fully embrace that.
Yeah, which is an issue that even Payne has when it comes to some certain stuff of embracing things. It's
Yeah.
fine and dandy to say it. It's a different story to embrace it. Funnily enough, I have a small quirk with Peyton. I was saying the fact that how stupid she is. And after a bit, she was actually thinking, like, man, maybe I'm actually okay. I could do this smart thing. Like, I
Mm,
actually have some information that's valuable in terms of my experiences and giving advice. And
yeah.
then the whole contract situation happened, and she just went dumb right back down into, like, I'm so fucking stupid, man.
Oh.
Like she can't embrace much of anything anymore for a bit. Forever. It's never
Hmm.
forever. But
Hmm.
just for now, it's gonna be hard to turn her around. That's part of the reason
Yeah.
why like Min's also asked, "Hey, Peyton, I forgot to ask, how are you doing?" So that about that peach milk, just completely ignoring what he said to not respond to it whatsoever. And after a
Aw,
bit going like, "Yes, he didn't ask again."
poor Peyton. Hmm. Well, we'll see. We'll see where this goes. It's yeah. There's man, damn. This always goes back. I I I wish I had more free time. Damn it. Cuz I'd be doing if I had more, I'd be doing both. I'd be doing avatars and I'd be making some worlds.
Mm,
But now I'm like kind of dipping into like world stuff, kinda, but mostly just the avatar stuff because the world stuff is not as immediately important.
Why are you still looking towards that like home world that you're gonna make or other worlds that you want to make for RP?
Both. I wanna do some RP stuff, and I also wanna. Well, the home world. Well, shit. Now that I think about it, I was thinking of making like a rendition of the apartment, like basically because I mean the floor plan is like a rectangle, like a rectangular pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super simple to make. Really, the most complicated part is just like the scenery, but I can figure that out. Um, but I was thinking of making like a rendition of that apartment so that I can like add stuff to it and like fucking clean it up. Like in the fiction, Peyton helped with that, but
Yeah. And will help every
have a
time she
model
sees a
have
fucking bottle on the ground, going like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna pick this up before things get worse."
but yeah, to have stuff be represented in it would be good, but also at the same time, like, actually no, it would be great. I think I might do that sooner rather than later.
Mm. Make sure to optimize the world.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Oh,
people's computers are gonna be shitting themselves and can't see shit.
don't you worry about that. I know a thing or two about optimization.
Mm-hmm. I know, because I'm talking to an expert in that.
I got into the mindset of just like, because we made a VR game, um but like optimizing for VR just in general is tough, and when you make an individual game, like, so VR chat's kind of an exception because of the way it works, like community made stuff and stuff like that. But typically in a VR game, the target is to hit 90 frames per second
Mm.
because that just feels smooth and looks natural in a VR headset. So for your targeted specs, hitting 90 FPS is the ideal, and we like worked like hell to make that. So there was
Mm.
a lot of optimization stuff I had to learn, like how transparency is like super taxing for VR. And there are workarounds for that. And one of them is like literally carving the mesh and shaping it to fit the object. So you have less areas that are fully transparent.
Mm.
It's weird. It's like a weird VR has a lot of weird situations where it's like it's less about the triangles and more about like the way you're doing it, you know?
Mm.
So it's like a situation like that where, you know, if you're adding triangles to shape like a face to not to have the transparent parts less visible, you know, you're adding a shitload of triangles to that thing, but it still is like it still would run better. Like, I mean, you know, you don't want to add more than necessary. Like, you're still gonna have areas on there that are fully transparent, but it's
Mm.
a weird balancing act with VR in general. And then of course you've got like draw calls, like you know, combining things, instancing, and all of that stuff. But yeah, it's I'm excited to jump into doing VR chat worlds because I think it could make like a super fucking awesome world.
Yeah. I still gotta make the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when I fucking learn the Unity stuff with worlds, then I can help you.
Yeah. Or do it for me. No, I'm I'm joking. I wouldn't rely on you like that because then you'd be swamped with so much shit with your own creative endeavors, and I don't need to add mine
Yeah,
on there too.
yeah, you know, I ain't got time for that shit.
You busy man. Let me
But
actually put you back in the TV.
I will definitely help you out, and maybe toss like a little asset your way.
Hmm.
Just a little, you know, little stuff you can put around.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be tons of photos, tons, and also memes.
Yeah,
I
I'm
already
looking
have
forward to
gone
it.
around and looked for assets I can get off Sketchfab. Because Sketchfab's also a really good website to get like 3D models. Sometimes for free.
Awesome. Oh yeah, yeah. I have actually used Sketchfab a little bit in the past, here and there.
Mm.
Um, I was actually so on Sunday I was like putting together some streaming assets, some little
Mm.
things that for me to like flourish. Um, but I was thinking about like, you know, the screens like the starting soon and you know, the good night screen or
Mm.
you know, stream ending screen.
Yeah.
And I was gonna do like mittens just like sitting at like a bar, you know, with like dramatic lighting.
Ooh.
Um, yeah. And I was like thinking about it. I was like, man, like this it's 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 perfect that I'm hanging around here because mittens can hang out at Star's bar.
Yeah. And on this incomplete bar counter.
Yeah,
It's a great start right
exactly.
here. Although I may have to remake this counter also. Do something better.
And then one day I won't have to be in the TV anymore.
Mm-hmm. You could be your own bona fide cat
Yeah,
one day.
one day. We are hopeful. But this cat is getting sleepy.
You gonna hit the hay already?
I do. I don't know what's been going on. Maybe I've just been burning the candle at both ends too much. But I've
What
been exhausted lately.
what time is it for you?
It's 10 p.m.
Damn.
But I get up at like 6 a.m. and usually like I'll be kind of sleepy for a little bit, but then, I'll wake up. But I've just been tired like all day lately. I need to,
Need to go to
you
sleep
know,
early.
well, like, okay, well, I guess only one night. Like last night I got plenty of sleep, but I was still kind of tired. Maybe I just need to catch up more on some of my sleep, but
Yeah.
and get
I
some
mean,
vitamins in there.
if I think about it, actually, if you were to go to sleep like around now, you'd get 8 hours of sleep. So maybe you should.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. No, it's no. I look, I've said this before. I don't think I've said it exactly like this though. I think that you shouldn't make like a outright sacrifice for the things that you want to do. Like you shouldn't just like completely disregard yourself for the things that you want to do. But I do think
Mm,
that, you know, you like if it's something that you want to do and you're, being thoughtful about it towards yourself and towards others, um you can, you can give away a little bit of that time. And yeah, so I'm still gonna, get my sleep, get my good sleep. So there's nothing to apologize for. This has been great.
yeah, it has been. I mean, we've almost reached the 3 hour mark.
Almost there. Almost there.
Almost. But we can end now so you can get your beauty sleep, you know. You can be
That's
bright eye
right.
and bushy tail, even though you have no tail. In
Yeah.
the next
I
day.
mean, you've seen how horrible Mitten's eyes look, so he's when he's tired.
Yeah. Plus, we need you to be okay for tomorrow.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I probably will actually also, when I get home tomorrow, just take a nap.
Mm.
But yeah, I am ready for more,
Right?
RP.
Me too. It's time for you to get out.
Okay, but bye. I enjoyed blabbing.
All right. And oh, look at that. He's gone. Haha. That's. I didn't think he'd actually leave the call. Damn. That wasn't exactly what I meant when I pulled up the screen early, but okay. Yeah, that's the end of today for now. But I guess see you tomorrow for me streaming Orlando Soccer. And I'm sorry to anyone who just came in, but I'm leaving now. Also, I did not expect him to leave the call. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually hoping he could stay to speak a bit more off the line. But that's fine. This is fine. Totally fine. Anyway, I will see you all another. Oh, he came back. I'll see you all another time.
Bye, everybody.
Not you coming back. Get out.